Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Nix. Today I want to talk about the National Lottery Commission and the awarding of the license. Because the idea that Paul and Parks Tau and all the rest can stand around and proclaim that everything was done according to legislation is laughable. So when you look behind the curtain, when you look at the facts, all you're left with is, OMG, the ANC is a literal mafia, flouting the law left, right and centre, but in front of all of us. Horrified. Join me as I ramble on about this today. And obviously for my newcomers, please remember to subscribe. If you enjoy this content, make sure to like and share the video. Let's dive in to the real story about the National Lottery Commission. Let's start off by looking at why this matters and why we should care about this so much. Because the South African National Lottery License, it's a big deal. It's 180 billion rand over 8 years, coming to 22 billion rand a year. That's nice money. I don't think I'll ever see that kind of money in my lifetime. So it's been referred to as a license to print money. Again, which is why this is so important. The outgoing operator, Utuba Holdings, disclaimer by the way, please excuse my pronunciation. I'm not so good with this kind of stuff, but the message is important. So, the outgoing operator, Utuba Holdings, made a whopping 7.28 billion in turnover last year, in 1 year. That's serious money. That's very big money. So, I guess most of us, if you have a soul, would think that with this kind of money, with this great money, comes great responsibility. So on top of that, the Lotteries Act is crystal clear. No political party or office bearer can have any direct financial interest in the company that wins the contract. Seems pretty straightforward. I would presume a lawyer looked this over. Good. Why is this act in place? To prevent corruption, favoritism, and anything shady. Funny, because the ANC is all about corruption, favoritism, and anything shady, aka Iran. So, yay, you put the act in place, but please, you don't need to abide by it. I mean, that's just for show. Seriously. So, here we go and talk about Parks Tau, Minister of Trade. I am not a big fan of this man at all. Horrifying. So the Minister of Trade, Parks Tau, he even delayed the decision in December. I remember the articles about that. And he did that to ensure that the winning company's owners were fit and proper and free of political ties. Even I can say, epic fail, Parks, epic fail. If anything, you achieved the complete opposite. A completely unfit and improper awarding of a license that is embroiled in political affairs. So 10 out of 10 on that regard, but as always, the ANC never fails to surprise. You know, and I guess this is now where everything gets messy, because since then we've awarded the license. And this is the situation us South Africans find ourselves in. So let's talk about the winning bidder and the family ties. When you look at the organogram, fascinating. And how you can think that there is no ties and that you don't know each other is imposterous. It is a blatant lie on camera. How do you not know the sister of this? I mean, sure. Now, enter Sizkaya Holdings, the company awarded the golden ticket. I wish it was to a chocolate factory. I really like chocolate. But here's where we all need to raise our eyebrows and start really understanding how corrupt the ANC is. And the fact that they will lie so blatantly on camera is what really irks me. No. Sizkaya is linked to some very close connections to Mr. Deputy President Paul Mashatile. This Paul Mashatile is dodgy AF. First up, Kumo Bukatsu. She's the twin sister of Matashile's wife. I mean, if you can find an excuse to explain that you two have never been, where was she when you got married? Did she not come to the wedding? She's the twin sister. Horrifying. Kumo co-owns Bellamont Gaming, which is a shareholder in Sizkaya Holdings. Really, Paul? Really, Parks? You put it off in December to make sure that the license was awarded to a company that was fit and proper. Guys, don't stop watching. It gets a lot more complicated. Yeah, fascinating. So, here's the real kicker. Both Bellamont and Sizkaya were registered just before the lottery application deadline in February 2024. So this hundreds of billions, 22 billion rand a year license was given to two shareholders just over a year old and operating. I mean, come on, your track record, ANC. If we go by that, this is very convenient timing. So now there's Moses Tembe, a prominent businessman from KwaZulu-Natal, and he is the chair of Sizkaya Holdings. So, sources say Tembe is super close to Matashile. Allegedly, Matashile and his wife stayed at Tembe's fancy Umhloti beach home for 6 days, funny enough, in February. I mean, there's so many dots, there's barely any white space left over. Pictures even surfaced of them together at St. Paul's Anglican Church. I don't know this person. Just the only thing that keeps running through my mind is, wow, you're so okay with lying, even though all of this evidence is stacked against you. It doesn't stop there. I'm not joking. Temba and another Sizkaya figure, Sandile Zungu, an ANC-linked businessman, joined Matashile on a business trip to France, this recent business trip, May 2025, for an investment conference. The first thing that comes to my mind on that point is, are you investing my money or your money or my stolen money? And I'm going to go ahead and presume I will not reap any benefits from this. Apart from the exorbitant hotel bill. You evil, money-sucking pig, Matashile. So, all of this happened while the lottery license decision was under scrutiny. I mean, facts, Paul and Parks lie. Yeah, so now we all know why this is an absolute uproar in the media and the chaos. You know, the ANC is operating with impunity, like a mafia on their own, openly and fragrantly touting the law, giving it a middle finger. What law? Who needs a law? Don't worry about it. So there is some political pushback. I'm glad. And I'm surprised, I'm more and more surprised that it's the EFF challenging the ANC. I'm sure there's a reason behind that for political gain. But the situation has set off alarm bells across South Africa. You just need to open X to see that. So the EFF and Bosa are waving red flags. And it says that it raises serious concerns about the legitimacy. Correct. Bosa even filed a PAIA, Personal Access to Information Act request in October 2024 to find out who was on the adjudication panel, citing political conflicts of interest. But again, the ANC go off and do things under their own little guise of still leading this country. Again, very typical. National Health Insurance Act, Bella Act, Expropriation Without Compensation Act, all signed without other political parties' involvement. And now they can't even give us the details on the adjudication panel. Literally, we are in an abusive relationship with the ANC, and we've become so used to it, we don't even see it anymore. We just don't even see the actual abuse we're taking from this political party. You know, the Lotteries Act is strict for a reason, albeit not applied, but strict. So if political heavyweights like Deputy Paul are even perceived to have an influence over a 180 billion rand contract, it undermines public trust. But we've said this before, we know this. In fact, undermines public trust. There is no public trust, guys. Gone, disappeared, failed. And when you've got family and close associates in the winning company, it's not hard to see why people are skeptical. So now let's hear from the other side. Deputy President Paul, spokesperson Keith Causa, has flat out denied any interference. Cool, that's nice. That doesn't mean that your denial is true. Siskaya Holdings is also pushing back hard. They say they followed the Lotteries Act to the letter. That's fine. The point is that the adjudication panel was influenced. Your paperwork can be all spicky-spanny. That's irrelevant. Don't distract us. The point is that somebody influenced the adjudication panel, which now nobody wants to share with us. Don't distract us. So as for Tembe's ties to Matashile, they claim it's no secret. They even explained the France trip as a legit invite from the South African ambassador to promote investment. I hope that wasn't to promote investment into South Africa. Why would a country invest in South Africa when the bill to sanction us is awaiting final signatures? Again, how stupid do you think people are? So, all said and done, what's the truth? Because at the end of the day, the facts are, this is political interference. This is not just an unfortunate set of circumstances. look at the organogram. Think about the fact that Paul and his wife got married. Who do you think was a flower girl? A bridesmaid? No, like the fact that you haven't seen or met each other or is irrelevant. The fact that they followed due process and have all their paperwork in order is irrelevant. That's just evidence of you covering your tracks. Let's go back to who was on the adjudication panel. That's what needs to be discussed. Can we agree that there was no transparency in how this 180 billion rand contract was awarded? Can we agree that a review of the adjudication panel needs to be done? What are your ideas on how we can start holding these people more accountable? We need to start putting them in the spotlight. You know what our so-called politicians say and the photographic evidence, they don't match up? That's a fact. What do you think should happen from here on out? Any ideas? How do we hold them accountable? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. Make sure to like and share if you found this content insightful. For all of my newcomers, welcome. Make sure to subscribe. I was very happy to have you join me. Over and out, guys. Until next time.